Hello everyone, I'm Coach Alne and welcome to my YouTube channel. A lot of you know me from social media or as an esports coach, so I wanted to make a video actually breaking down what I do for a living, because this is confusing to a lot of people. Sometimes it's even confusing to me. So here it is. Am I an esports coach? No, not anymore. I was a head esports coach for a year. My main game was Overwatch. That's where Coach Alne was born. That's where a lot of this branding came from. I get that question all the time. I'm not an esports coach anymore. I really enjoyed my time. Ultimately though, my goal was never to be the best coach possible. My goal was to coach kids on their path to esports and help kids feel the sense of belonging that esports provides and open up opportunities for them to continue competing. I knew I didn't want to spend the rest of my career just focusing on becoming the best at a given title or focusing on training a handful of elite players on how to go pro. I wanted to have a broader effect. Esports is still very much in a developmental stage, and I wanted to make sure that my messaging and my time was spent developing that and helping that scene grow. And so ultimately that's where all of my jobs have led me, and that's what I spend my time doing. I'll start with my two salaried positions. I am the executive director for the esports program at Ottawa University, known as the Braves Esports Program, and I am the director of esports for the Varsity Esports Foundation. My role for the Braves Esports Program is to oversee the growth and success of the program. I manage the employees as well as work with recruits and students to make sure that their happiness and success is coming from our program and to make sure that they're getting out of the program what they expected. Ultimately, our goal is to continue growing the program, and we're bringing on more and more coaches specifically focused on individual games, and it's going to be my job just to oversee all that and make sure that it's happening smoothly and successfully, and also do some training with the coaches and staff to make sure that my vision is coming to life. My job at the Varsity Esports Foundation is a little different. The VEF's main functions you would know about is scholarships and grants for high school esports. If you've received a scholarship from the High School Esports League, it came from the VEF. If your school received a grant for funding towards equipment or league fees, that probably came from the VEF. In fact, if you've seen a scholarship for anything relating to esports, chances are we had a hand in it. However, that side of things is not really my function at the VEF. Instead, my main goal there is education on esports, which is why we launched the Esports Education Network. There's currently a lot behind the scenes that's not public, but if you go to our website, you can take my free What is Esports course. It'll walk you through a basic understanding of esports, the difference between video games and esports, opportunities in esports. If you're new to the scene, it might be worth you checking out, but ultimately that course was more designed for like your parents. If you want them to understand what esports is and they're actually semi-interested in learning about it, you can direct them to that website. It'll be linked below where they can learn about esports. Through the Esports Education Network, that's my main function, and most of that is media creation. I work with training and certification of professionals, teachers, students, parents, anyone entering the esports market. We build certifications and trainings for, as well as we're working on a lot of free content and curated content around research in esports that's going to be coming out in the coming months. That's my main job there. Really, both of those jobs just help facilitate my goal of helping you guys understand your path in esports and how to get there. I'm extremely happy with my role in both of those jobs, and ultimately those two jobs, for the majority, make up a lot of my income and how I support myself. However, I've got a lot of like side hustles or things I do within the esports market, really because I don't like to like sleep or hold still. Like, I'm young, I just want to keep grinding and doing my thing, and I want to have the biggest impact possible. So I'm involved in a lot of other activities. Start off with Nerd. This is a clothing line that I launched on my birthday, March 2nd. I didn't want to do like an influencer line. I'm not that big of an influencer, and I don't really think those shirts and merch have a lot of meaning behind them. I wanted to launch something that really meant something to me, and that was taking back the word nerd, to encourage kids to be themselves, to be happy with being themselves. You don't have to pretend to be someone you're not just to seem cool. That's not gonna make you happy, and that's gonna lead to a lot of sadness. So I wanted to empower and encourage kids to just own who they are. And that was the idea behind Nerd. The next thing I do is obviously social media. I don't really take brand deals or do that much when it comes to social media. I like my posts to be authentic and to use it as an education platform rather than a source of income. However, I do make some money off of social media. Occasionally I'll take paid promotions, I'll take sponsorships like the one with G Fuel, and I made a video explaining why this was one company that I was willing to actually work with and take a sponsorship for. And I'll make money through various things in social media. I actually just got my first check for YouTube, so that's cool, I guess. It's a very, very small fractional percent of my income. It's not why I do social media. Like I said, for the most part, it's an educational platform for me to push my messages. However, there is some money involved, so I have to list it here. The final thing I'm gonna throw into this mix is I did write a book. If you guys have been paying attention, you'll know that I have a book coming out called Gaming Callouts 101. Again, this was a fun project that I dove into and then just had so much fun with it. I ended up putting up a lot more work, time, and money into it than I anticipated, but I'm really excited about the final product. It's gonna be coming out soon. I'm just waiting on the final samples just to thumb through it and make sure it looks good before I put it up for sale. It's gonna be a really fun book. You can send it to your friends that you game with, maybe a birthday present or anything like that. I'm hoping that like gaming clubs will have it or gaming programs will have it. It's just gonna be a fun kind of inside joke within the gaming community. But it's also hopefully just a good read. It's a funny book that just describes a bunch of different gaming terms in funny settings and whatnot. I don't know, I put a lot of work into it and I hope you guys enjoy it, and that's coming out soon. That's really all the activities that drive any sort of income my way. I'm also involved with things like I have board spots on a couple college esports advisory boards. I do a lot of like little podcasts and interviews and consulting with people that are trying to enter the esports market. But ultimately, that's what takes up my time. That's what my life is. So thanks for watching. I hope you subscribe, like, do all that stuff, and I will see you in the next video.